In this tutorial, I'm going to show you the Smart Quiz Builder plugin. We're going to build a quiz from scratch. We're going to look at all the different quiz types you can make. This plugin is very versatile. If you're making any kind of a quiz or a survey or assessment or a score-based assessment where you have to make calculations based on the answers people give, this can do it all. It also has solid reporting for individuals taking your quiz or an aggregate for everybody who took a quiz or a survey or assessment. It also has a visual builder that you can use to build branching surveys or quizzes or assessments. And it also integrates with a bunch of email service providers as well as Zapier if your email service provider is not on that list. And with Zapier, you can integrate with all kinds of other stuff as well. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I try to answer them the best I can. My name is Bjorn Allpass from WP Learning Lab. We will help you get better at WordPress so you can earn more for yourself, for your customers, and for your business. If you haven't done so yet, click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Now let's get started. Smart Quiz Builder is currently on Appsumo for a lifetime deal starting at $59. And the lifetime deal includes pretty much everything you want to do with a quiz or survey or assessment, and it houses it right on your WordPress site. You can also connect the lead generation components to other sites if you want. And you can also even embed the quiz on any other site. You have to build it on a WordPress site, but then you can embed it anywhere, not even on a WordPress site. Probably not Facebook though, so probably not on social media, but you can embed it on any other type of website. Doesn't have to be WordPress. You just have to create it on WordPress. Hopefully that'll make more sense throughout this video. Buying a single code on Appsumo provides you with a license for 10 websites, and then you go to more codes for more websites up to unlimited. So to get here, click on the link in the description down below. It is an affiliate link, so if you end up buying through there, I will get a commission from Appsumo, and that helps me keep making these videos. If you're watching this video after the Appsumo deal has expired, click on the other link in the description, and then that will take you here to the actual website of the Smart Quiz Builder, and you can purchase it through here. It'll obviously be more expensive than it would have been if you did the Appsumo deal, but you can still get it if you like what you see in this tutorial. And this also has a features list and also a roadmap of what's to come. And there's a lot to come. So once you have the Smart Quiz Builder, you log into a site that looks something like this. Click on your SQB license key, and then copy the key, and then go to downloads, and then click here to download the latest version. That'll download to our hard drive. There's also a useful links tab. In here you can find things like the documentation, the features list, the roadmap, a demo of various quizzes. We'll take a look at probably all 4 of those in this video. There's also a tour video, support, contact, private Facebook group, and the Facebook page. Before we get into that, let's put this onto an actual website and see how it works. And this is the site we're going to use as our demo for the quizzes. It's just an Elementor template. I'm going to head into the dashboard. I'll first install the Smart Quiz Builder plugin. Let's go to Plugins and Add New, Upload Plugin, drag and drop our Smart Quiz Builder plugin there. Click on Install Now, and then click on Activate. If you're installing this on a live site, you should back up your site first, because you never know if something's going to go wrong. And if something does go wrong, you at least have a backup to revert back to. It's pretty rare these days that something goes wrong, but you just never know. There's a link in the description down below to help you back up your site if you need help. Once the plugin is activated, we have a new entry over here called Smart Quiz Builder. If you click on Manage Quizzes, this is where the list of all your quizzes will be once we enter our license that we copied earlier. Click on Save WCP Key. Successful. So once you have the key in here, the Manage Quizzes link will take you to this page where we can manage quizzes, create a quiz, check out reports and leads, check out our quiz funnels, social share settings, general settings, and documentation. And the quiz funnels probably sounds pretty interesting. This allows you to work with branching quizzes, allows you to set up the flow that people go through if your quiz is a branching quiz. We'll see that in this video as well. But before we can do anything else, down here, we have to create a quiz. So let's click on Add Your First Quiz or Create a Quiz over here. Both of them take you to the same place. We are going to create a quiz from scratch. You can use the pre-built templates if you want. We're going to create one from scratch. And just to back up and take a big picture view, once you're building out a quiz using a plugin like this, you have done a lot of homework already. You figured out who your ideal prospect is. You figured out the type of quiz that's going to get their attention. You figured out the quiz questions you want to ask them and the order in which you want to ask them. You figured out how many questions you want to ask. You figured out what to offer them after they've answered all those questions. And you've even figured out if your quiz is a branching quiz or a scoring quiz, you figured out different things you want to offer them depending on what their responses were throughout your quiz. So all that stuff has to be figured out first. Once you have all that figured out, that's when you come into something like the Smart Quiz Builder and actually build out the quiz. That's just my 5 cents right there. When we're creating a quiz, we have to work through these tabs: basic settings, display settings, start, outcome, questions, lead generation, and the shortcode. We're going to call this quiz, what's your number one WordPress skill blocker? This is actually a quiz I've been thinking about making. And it basically is an assessment to see what you know about WordPress and then to find out what you still don't know about WordPress and then lead you to the right resources to help you get the knowledge you're still missing so you can get better at it. That's the idea. It's still in development, but we used it as the example in this tutorial. And if you like that quiz concept, let me know in the comments down below, and then I'll work harder at getting it done so that you can benefit from it. For the description, I will write, find out what is holding you back from maximizing your experience with WordPress. Take the free quiz now. We're going to make this an assessment quiz because we want to be able to see what you know or don't know and then provide feedback on that. You also have the option of having it be a personality quiz, scoring quiz, survey quiz, and calculator. Depending which one you choose, you'll have different options throughout these other settings. The options won't be drastically different, but you will have some components change a little depending which quiz type you want. And I'll show you examples that the plugin creator created for the other examples after we're done creating this assessment. Click on Save and Next to go to the next tab. Here we have our display settings. We can display the quiz in page, meaning it takes up the page and it's right in the page. We can also have it be a pop-up, which means you click a button first and then it pops up. You can also have a bottom right pop-up where it slides in on the bottom right. You've seen those and you may or may not love those. I'm just going to have mine be in page. You're going to have one question per page, which is a best practice. You usually do not want to have all the questions on the same page. Showing a progress bar is a best practice as well. I'm going to use a slide animation between screens from right to left. So the quiz, when you answer a question, the next screen, the next question is going to slide in from the right to the left. You can also go top to bottom, or if you don't do that, it'll just flash and then the next question will be there with no animation. Do you want to allow people to retake the quiz? This will give them a button that allows them to retake it. In this case, I don't want to do that because I want you to answer the questions honestly in this WordPress assessment so that I can give you the proper feedback. So I don't want you to go back and retake it again with different answers to get different feedback. So I'm going to leave this one turned off. The start screen is a screen that appears before the first question of the quiz. This would be something that you send your prospects to, or your students, or whoever it is, your clients, and this will explain the quiz, the benefits of taking the quiz, why they want to do it, how that information will help you serve them better, So turn that on if you want it on. The lead generation screen is the opt-in form at the end. If you are just creating a survey to gain more data from your audience to try to understand where they are in their journey in whatever your industry is, you don't need to have an opt-in form. On the other hand, if you want to collect their information, maybe reach out to them to ask them questions about the quiz answers or add them to your mailing list, then you do want an opt-in form. So choose whether you want an opt-in form or not. You can choose to have the opt-in form before or after your questions. I'm going to choose after. I would rarely choose before. The connect with your platform section allows you to decide where you want users to be added after they opt in. If I turn opt-in off, those options are all gone. So where do you want them to go? If we have WordPress checked, all your leads are going to appear under Manage Leads on the left-hand side over here. We can add them to an email platform. The platforms they have expanded recently. They currently have ActiveCampaign, Aweber, MailChimp, ConvertKit, Drip, Sendinblue, GetResponse, MailerLite, Fluent CRM, MailPoet, which is a WordPress-based email sender, SendFox, Moosend, VBout, and Klaviyo. If you don't have any of those, or you don't like them, uncheck this box and choose the integration option where you can use Zapier, Integrately, Pabbly Connect, Encharge, Connects IT, and SyncSpider. Click here to connect any one of those. Give a URL and you have to add it in here to test the connection, and then that'll trigger a workflow in one of those integration services. You also have the option of using a webhook. This can be used with Zapier as well, but more importantly, it can be used with your own PHP script. If you click on sample code here, it gives you some sample code. If you don't know PHP and don't want to use this option, don't worry about it. But if you do know PHP and you do like to have your own PHP handler code to gather the data from the opt-ins, you can use this webhook option. Just to keep things simple for this tutorial, we're going to keep it on WordPress. Here we choose if we want to calculate the outcome based on the number of correct answers or based on a range. I'm going to choose, see, I haven't thought my quiz out totally, so I don't know exactly which one's the best in this case. If you think out your quiz beforehand, you would know. I'm going to choose range. Correct answer display. Do you want to display the correct answers? And you have multiple options for this. So if you choose yes, you can choose where to display correct answers. You can choose to show them on each page. So as they answer the question, it will say whether the answer was right or wrong right below the question, and then go to the next question. You can also show correct answers only on the final page. It also shows incorrect answers on the final page in the same place. Or you can choose to do both. I'm going to choose to not display correct answers in this case, because there really, for this assessment, there really are no correct answers, because I'm just trying to figure out how much someone knows in regards to WordPress so I can help them gain more knowledge. So I can help point them in the direction of the things they don't know yet. So there's really no right or wrong answers in this type of quiz. Do you want to enable category level calculations? This is off by default because this is rarely used. This would be for pretty long quizzes, because you can assign questions to categories and then calculate scores in the overall categories of that quiz. So essentially your quiz would be so long, it would be broken up into multiple subsections or categories. You calculate each category individually. And keep that as turned off. There's a content recommendation option. So if this were a teaching quiz or some kind of school assessment, if you turn this on, you can have recommendations for content shown on every quiz question. So if they answer a question incorrectly or even correctly, it'll show recommended content that they can read or watch to help them answer that question properly or get a deeper understanding of the topic in that question. I'm going to turn that off for mine. You make the quiz timed, which will put a timer on the screen. I'm going to add a timer. I'm going to make it 15 minutes. I'm going to make these all lowercase. And here we see some dynamic code. On the top of the quiz, it'll show time left. And this is a dynamic code that'll insert the actual time left. Then we have time spent that goes in the outcome screen. This isn't necessary. It just shows how long they took to make the quiz or to finish the quiz. I'm going to keep that there, but it's not necessary. What should happen if time elapses but the user has not completed the quiz? This basically prevents them from going any farther. That's the purpose of having a timer. And so you can do two things. You can either redirect them to someplace else, or they can opt in to see the results based on the questions they have answered, or they can stay on the question screen and it displays the message that shows right here. You can also select the template. This is if we're choosing the, under here, if we're choosing the in-page option, these are the templates for in-page. Because if it's a pop-up, it'd just be a button and it shows the questions. You can preview each of these just by clicking on the preview button right here. That one looks good. I'm going to choose that one. You can also select a background. Let's preview that. So that's the start screen, question screen, opt-in screen, outcome screen. That looks quite nice. I'm going to choose this one instead of this one up here. Click on Save and Next, and then we optimize or configure our start screen. And if you're finding this tutorial helpful, click the like button, because that helps this video show up for more people on YouTube so we can spread the knowledge and help more people with this information. So make sure to click like if you like this video. Here's an important note with this template. A full width page template without sidebars will work best. So when you're configuring where you're putting this quiz, there's a shortcode you get at the end. You can put it onto any type of page you want, including inside of page builders. And it says here, make it full width, so you can see the quiz in its full glory. And this is the template we chose, including the headline or the quiz name that I added and the quiz description here. You can add a background image by turning that on. That looks much nicer already. You can change the width, the height, background colors, title backgrounds, background image opacity. You can switch to mobile to see how it looks on mobile. Enable mobile view customization, turn that on, and then you can customize specifics about just mobile. Maybe the headline font is a little big on mobile. Let's shrink that down. Maybe the description is a little bit big too. Let's move that down. And the button customizer, you can turn that on and customize the button for mobile. When we're all done on mobile, close that. We're back to desktop, and we can customize things as we see fit here When we're all done, click on Next and Save. And here's where we add the questions. I haven't thought out the questions for this quiz yet, but this would be something you do in your homework before you come in here to build your quiz. So you want to make sure you have these questions laid out before you build your quiz. You can always tweak them and optimize them later, but you don't want to be sitting in here humming and hawing and randomly combining questions. You want things to make sense. You want things to flow congruently from one question to another, because that just helps quiz takers and survey takers just fill it out properly and have a good experience with your quiz. Here's also where we enable branching, and branching will be tied to the quiz funnels. So I want to turn that on because I want to have branching, so I can show you the quiz funnels page over here. Let's add a question. And because we don't know, or I don't know the exact questions yet, I'm just going to call this question 1. And I'm going to call this one answer 1 and answer 2. So you have to bear with me on the answer choices and the questions because that's all I have right now. And you can customize this template as you see fit, add a background image or not, depending on what you want to do. Mobile options again, and you can change the question type. This is a single choice question, so you can choose one or the other. We also have the option of having a multiple choice, yes or no. Text field, meaning they can type in their own text. A numerical value, meaning a number field. File upload, a slider, and a matrix. So I'm going to keep this one the way it is right now. I'm actually going to add one more answer just to show you how you do it. Click on that green button, add new answer, and then type in answer number 3. How about just answer 3? And the last thing we have to do is choose a correct answer by checking the box. And this will be tied to your outcomes. So we define outcomes over here, and the outcomes can be tied to answers in your quiz. So if someone answers answer 1 right here, and then maybe in the third question they answer number 2, and the second question answer number 4, that can be tied to a specific outcome. And all that has to be worked out before you make the quiz. I can't stress that enough. To make your quiz making experience as gleeful as possible, you need to figure out your entire quiz beforehand. So once you have that checked, I'm going to click on Save this question. And here it says, progress won't be displayed as you've enabled branching logic. In a quiz where branching logic is enabled, progress bar is not displayed because SQB won't know how many questions the user will see beforehand. The number of questions they see depends on the path they take in the branching logic activated funnel. That makes a lot of sense. And that's fine. Click on Save. Save successfully. Now let's come up here and add another question. This is question 2. You can go back to question 1 by clicking there. I'm just going to copy the question. Make that question 2. Let's make this a multiple choice. Are you sure to switch to a different question type? If you do, you lose the other answers. You already added, so yes, that's fine. It doesn't affect question 1. This affects the other answers that are on this page already. So if you've done work on the question answers, then changing midstream would erase your work. There's answer 1, answer 2. Let's add 2 more. Answer 3 and answer 4. More than one of these can be correct because it's multiple choice. Let's click on Add New Question. Let's make this one a yes/no question. Question number 4, answer yes, no. Let's make no the correct one, or the one we're tracking. Question 4, no, wrong one, is text. What time is it where you are? Look at that, a real question. And the enter what time it is. Next question. Let's make this a numerical value. How many days are in October? Another real question. Here it says enter value here. You can change this text. Here there's a $sign before the field and a % sign after the field, just showing you what you can do. I'm going to change this to number, no, I'm not. I'm going to erase that. And I'm going to erase this. And then here I'm going to write days. So it's going to be whatever number they put in here, days. And I can't enter anything. So there's no correct answer, at least not right here. We can do some calculations later on calculation fields. But I'm just going to have the field and the days and click on Add New Question. This would be a file upload question. We can choose the file types. I'm going to make the file type JPEG, max upload size of 20 megabytes. Click on save. WordPress might block that. Let's change those settings to 10. Save. Upload a picture. Not really a question, more of a instruction. Question 7, we have a slider. This allows us to slide from one end to another. So what kind of question could this be? Let's see. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like summer? Then click on Customize here, and we can choose the minimum value of 1, maximum value of 10, step value of 1 increment, so each increment is just 1, text suffix, nothing. And the start, middle, and end, I'm just going to delete those. And then we're done. Save this question. I don't think I saved any of the others, so I'm going to click on Save down here just to make sure I've saved all my work. Click on Add New Question. This will be the last one. This is a matrix. This allows you to have a list of questions, as you see here. This is where the questions go. And then they can choose different responses based on the question, but the same response could apply to every single one of those questions, if that makes sense. It could be something like, how do you feel about your support call with company X? Extremely satisfied, somewhat satisfied, You've heard those before. Well, how do you like your new car? How was your jog today? So it could be a bunch of different questions, and they answer with the same rating categories for each of them. If this was a scoring quiz, you'd want to add value as well. So depending on which answer they give, you can add different values, and those will be added up for your scoring. Not doing a scoring quiz here, so I'm going to turn that off. Click on Save. You want a title for the question. Let's put it in here. Question number 8. Then scroll down and save this question. And save. And now we're done. We've done all our questions. Next is lead generation. But before I go there, I want to show you the quiz funnel. Let's click on that. And this is where we can create our branching quiz funnel. Because we enabled branching on our quiz, we are able to choose it from here. And here we can decide which answers will take you to which question. So maybe if we answer question number 1 and number 2 on question 1, it'll go to question 2. If we answer number 3, that'll go to question 4. And these ones, this one's a multiple choice question, so you can't connect it to different areas because they can answer any combination of these 4, including all of them. So I can't connect them to here and to here because they can't go to both places at once. And that's what this error message is saying as well. So question 2 is going to take them only to there. And then question 4, if they answer yes, it'll go there. If they answer no, it'll go there. And then these guys are going to reconnect over here. And if they upload a picture, not really an option, it'll go there. And then it'll go there. And you can move these around to make them easier to see. You can right click on a connection and an X appears. Click on the X to remove that connection and then change it. If you leave this area and you add more questions to the quiz, you then come back in here, you click on Reload New Questions, and you come back in here and make them part of your quiz flow. You can also reset connections, which will delete all the connections, and then you start over if you don't like what you've done so far. Make sure to click on Save when you're done, and that's how we create the branching quiz, also called a quiz funnel. Let's go back to the quiz we're working on by clicking on Manage Quizzes, and then click on Edit. And then we were on lead generation. Here we can customize the opt-in form. Do you want them to be able to skip the opt-in? Turn this on if yes, then click that link right up there to skip the opt-in. You can customize the template, alignment and background color, button customizer, allows you to customize the button. Email verification is really cool. It allows you to make a free account with quickemailverification.com. You enter the API key under Settings and External Integrations tab, right over here, Settings. And then it will verify their email before they even submit the form, or it'll verify it when they submit, and then it'll take them back to here if Quick Email Verification discovers that email is a fake. And so you can try to root out fake emails using that. I assume there's going to be some false positives, maybe even false negatives, but either way, it's better than just getting a bunch of spam emails. You can also change the template fields. You can turn off first name, turn on terms and conditions so you can check that box, turn on GDPR compliance. You can make those both required by checking those boxes. Under custom fields, you can create more custom fields by clicking this link. You can have custom fields that you enter right here. My recommendation, if you're creating this for lead generation, have as few questions and demands on the opt-in page as possible. Every single additional thing you ask for beyond email leads to lower conversions. So you don't want to have a whole set of fields to fill out here with the custom fields option, because that's going to reduce the number of conversions you're going to get through your funnel. If you really have to have the information, you could add a field in, but even better would be if you ask for the information after they opt in. So they'd fill this out, they'd then get an email with their results for the quiz. Then you can also say, I really need this other information to help serve you better, and then have another form for the other information. And when you do that, you'll see that not everybody fills it out. And the people who don't fill it out likely wouldn't have filled it out here either, but they're still on your list. You can still send them valuable information and familiarize them with your brand and hopefully provide enough value that they want to become your customer. But at least at that point, they're on your mailing list. So let's click on save, because that's all we're doing for the opt-in here. Go to the outcome tab, and here we have outcomes. Outcomes are based on the question answers. So we want to have just 2 outcomes in this case. Let's call them outcome 1. And here we chose a range. This was something in the basic settings. Let's go back there. Nope, display settings. We chose right here. Do you want to calculate the outcome based on the number of correct answers or based on a range? Remember, I didn't know, so I just chose range. You can choose correct answer, and the number of correct answers will be here. Range, let's just do 0 to 3. That's the number of correct answers. So if they get 0, 1, 2, or 3 correct answers, they're going to be lumped into outcome 1. You can customize this as you see fit using all the customizer options we have on the right. I'm going to add a new outcome. Let's call this outcome 2. And I don't even know how many correct answers potentially there could be. So let's make this 4 to 10. So the first one is 0 to 3. This one's 4 to 10. Then we click on save at the very bottom, make sure we saved all our work. We can also set a redirect rule. So depending which outcome they get, they can go to different pages to get their results. This would be after they opt in. You can set outcome tags. So you can tag someone with different tags, and these tags would be transferred into your email software. So if you're connecting with Aweber or whatchamahoosit, whoever has tags in an email platform, as long as they're integrated with Smart Quiz Builder, you can add this tag there as well, which will help you segment your audience and better serve them because you know exactly what they're after. For example, with this WordPress skill blocker survey, after the quiz is done, I'd know based on the outcomes which area an individual person is having trouble with. I'd tag them as such, and then I could send them content to help them get better in that specific area. So that's the value of outcome tags. Show other outcomes allows you to merge your outcomes if the scoring is not totally clear. In your quiz homework, if you're doing a scoring quiz, you should figure out exactly how to score it so that people end up in just one segment or one bucket or one outcome. You don't want them to end up in multiple because then it gets messy. With Smart Quiz Builder, you can kind of get around the messiness by giving them multiple outcomes. Based on if they score 2 points in 2 different ones, you can give them both those outcomes. It's not ideal, but it's a possibility. I'm going to click on Save and Next at the bottom, and this goes to our embedding options. We have a shortcode, which we're going to use in this case. We can also embed this on a different site. Click on that, and use this code to embed it on a different site. This can be any type of website. It doesn't have to be WordPress. This could be anywhere that allows you to embed an iframe. This could be just a plain Jane HTML website if you want. You still have to create the quiz here. You still have to have this website be live because it's an iframe, meaning it's basically showing this website through the other one, through a window in the other one. But you can embed this anywhere you want using this option here. We have a call to action to add branching logic. We did that already. I'm going to copy the shortcode, and I'm going to head into Pages. I'm going to add new, and we're going to add it to Elementor. I'm going to look up Shortcode. Elementor free has shortcodes. So this will be in the free version. And ideally, they said you wanted to have this be full width, full screen, and ideally no distractions. You don't want people seeing a menu system at the top because you don't want them clicking away from your quiz. And so here is our quiz. What's your number one WordPress skill blocker? Start quiz. And that sliding in of the quiz was one of the options, whether we wanted to animate that or not. Let's choose answer 2 for that one. Got our time left right here. Let's choose answer 4 and answer 2. It's a multiple choice question. Let's click on next. Let's just answer yes for that one. Drag and drop or click here to upload a file. Has to be a JPEG, so that's what we defined, and less than 10 megabytes. Let's upload that one. File upload successfully. Click on next. Scale of 1 to 10. Should change that percentage, but didn't. I also could have had a 1 and a 10 at the bottom. See, as you're doing these quizzes, you can find ways to improve them. This one, this page, we could slide over the center area to make the matrix area wider, so these options aren't as tall. Something else we can customize. Let's just choose all of these answers and click on next. Now we opt in. Let's add our email, check the box, click on get started. Appears to be an invalid email address. Clearly it's not. And I realize that we turned on that checker, but we didn't actually activate it. So let's go back to lead generation, email verification, have that turned on, but didn't actually add the API. So let's click on save. I'm going to try this again. Let me get back to that page really quick. Now if we enter our email, check the box, click on get started. Now it works because it doesn't check the email. You got 0 out of 4 correct, and this would be where you display whatever you want to display after they reach this specific outcome. At this point, we have data inside of our dashboard that we can see about this quiz. So if we go into our dashboard and go to Smart Quiz Builder and then Reports, actually first let's go to Manage Leads. It's in the same tab, actually, same page. See Reports over here, Manage Leads right here. We select our quiz from the drop-down. We make sure the date range is correct. I recorded the first part of this video yesterday. The second part will be today. Search, and here is our lead right there. Let's click on View Details, and we see the details. We see which questions I answered correctly and incorrectly. And these details are specific to me, as you might have guessed. But we also have aggregate reports as well. So if we go to reports over here, we can see total views, total clicks, total completed, total opt-in, reached outcome page, outcome CTA clicks. So if you have a call to action on the outcome page, how many were clicked. If you have multiple quizzes, they'll be listed down here, or you can specifically choose a specific quiz that you want to do and a time range, and they'll show data just for that quiz during that time range. We can also go to questions and answers data. We choose our quiz again, we make sure we choose the correct date range, and then we see the questions. If you click on this little down arrow, we can see the percentage of quiz takers who answered what for which answers. Right now, this one person took this 2 times, so there's not much data, but if you have a lot of people going through your quiz, you can see a lot of data in here. For me, one big thing that's missing is a percentage of how many people answered the quiz question in a percentage. You can work it out yourself. 4 people viewed it, 3 answered it, so that's 75%. But I like to have that percentage shown here because what you want to do ideally is you want to have every question answered 95% of the time or more. And so if you have a quiz and you notice that question 1 or question 2 or whatever question number is not being answered up to that level, you can go in and tweak it and try to make it so that question is answered enough number of times. Because you want to get people to go through the entire quiz. You want them to answer all the questions, especially if you're leading up to a sale or some other call to action. All your questions should be designed to be congruent along that flow. So if people are missing one particular question in large amounts, it's out of flow. It's not going to be totally congruent. So you want to make sure you have enough people answering every single question, 95% or more. You can do the quick math yourself, obviously, but it'd be easier to just have a percentage. And on the settings page, we have some general settings for the quizzes. I'm not going to go through these in detail because this video has gone on long enough already, because I want to show you other quiz examples and even the feature list. The feature list you can find right here at smartquizbuilder.com/features. I encourage you to go to this page and just check out all the features, because there are lots of features. I think you'll find, like I did, that this quiz builder is very capable. And there's also a roadmap. See if we can get to the roadmap here. smartquizbuilder.com/roadmap. This lays out the roadmap for the next month, 2 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 5 to 8 months. And I assume after that they'll be doing more, but right now this is the roadmap for those times, and it's pretty significant. Pretty good roadmap, has lots of features already. And we can also check out more demos. So we saw the quiz that we built ourselves, but this page right here has demos of personality quizzes, content recognition engine, course sign up using a lead magnet quiz, assessments, scoring, category level calculations, surveys, calculators, image sequence test, and please wait, preparing report demo. This is just an interim page after they submit their details and then the reports being generated. You have an interim page, which is this page right here. But all of these are assessments and quizzes that you can go through. So if we go to content recommendation engine and click on this link right here, it takes us to the content recommendation engine quiz. This is the start page that we can design with a link to start the quiz. And this quiz is going to show us content based on what we answer. Are you new to online business? Yes, just starting out, relatively new, been doing it for a few years, not new. Let's do this one right here. Time to create a paid course. So it's recommending that we've been doing this for a while, so why not create a paid course with your knowledge? Let's click on next. Different question. Do you have an email list yet? No audience, small list, medium-sized list, big list, massive list. We can enter our details here. Click on get started. Here it says we have a ton of free resources to accomplish your goals. We'll be in touch. In the meantime, be sure to sign up for the latest free course. So they could have done more in this demo for recommending content, because as you saw when we created the quiz, there is no limit to what you can do. You can create anything you want, really, as far as quizzes and surveys go. So they could have added a lot more content here. So I'm not too happy about that demo. Let's try a different demo. Let's come down here and do the license recommendation demo. The creators of Smart Quiz Builder also create a digital access pass, which is a very popular membership plugin for WordPress. And on the digital access pass homepage, where we are right now, they offer a quiz to help you find out which DApp license is perfect for you right now. So you can take the short quiz. How'd you find out about DApp? This is a non-outcome related question. So whatever you answer here does not affect the outcome of the quiz. They just want to gather data. Let's say product reviews, how we found out. Will you be using WordPress for your membership site? Yes, I'll be using WordPress. Do you currently have one? No, I don't. I want to create courses, downloads, cheat sheets. Click next. How do you plan on billing your users? Let's do subscription and one-time payment and payment plan and free trial. What content delivery model would you like? Let's do dripped, instant, and ongoing. Ultimate flexibility. Do you need help setting up your membership site? No, I'll be fine. Do you have a shopping cart platform? I already have one, or I plan on using Smart Pay Cart, which is another product that these same developers created, the same company. Anything else you must have? Nope, that's good. So let's fill this out and see what the results are. Looks like DApp is exactly what you need. That's fantastic. Based on your answers, it appears that DApp is a membership plugin for you. Also, based on your answers, it appears that you need just a basic license. However, if you decide to go with Platinum or Premium package, we're here to support you. So based on our answers, they decided that the best license fit would be basic for us. This is a quiz you could create for almost any company that has any kind of service. And customers might be confused about what service they need. Well, let's figure it out. Let me ask you some basic questions, just like you would ask people if you met them in person. Say you go to a coffee shop and you're trying to help them figure out what they need for their business as far as these services go that you offer. you would ask them questions. You would try to understand their situation as well as you can, and then based on your understanding of their situation, you would then offer solutions. Same idea with a quiz. The quiz just takes the place of you being in person, and you can still deliver very similar results. And in case you forgot, because this has been a long video, this deal is on Appsumo. You can get here through the link in the description. It is an affiliate link, so if you end up purchasing, I do get a small commission from Appsumo, which helps to keep making these videos. And if you do want the Appsumo deal, the single is pretty solid, $59 for 10 websites. That is what most people will need. Most people will not need more than that. But if you do upgrade, the only difference is the number of websites you can have. All the features are the same, which is pretty cool. And if you're watching this video after the Appsumo deal has ended, there's a different link down below. It's also an affiliate link. It takes you to the smartquizbuilder.com where you can purchase the quiz builder right on their website. Here, a one-site license is $69 per year for one website. So the $59 a lifetime for 10 websites is obviously a much better deal. So if you can get it before that ends, that would be ideal. But if you can't, if you still need it and it's past the Appsumo deal, then come here and get it through their website directly. Next up, check out this tutorial right here, which is a walkthrough of Hide My WP Ghost, which is also a current Appsumo deal. So check out that tutorial if you want to secure your website really easily using this one plugin. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. My name is Bjorn Allpass from WP Learning Lab. Till next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.